come in all, watch your step on those cables. This magic isn't very stable. We're gonna go on a trip into the rift.
This week's episode of Juked is brought to you by Team 4 Science, losing 5v5 draft picks since May 2011. When in doubt, science! Juked Episode 7, archived on December 10th, 2011. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Stringo. I am here with Tazenel.
Hello, everyone.
Gene Corpse.
Howdy.
And Amaga.
Hey, how's it going?
And we are here, we're in the Rift, we're getting ready to discuss the big changes in League of Legends. So welcome everybody to Juked, and we're gonna get started right away, right into the patch preview that has been released on the video. Link down to the description if for some reason you have not seen it. Basically, they're just doing a bit of gameplay changes, ranging all the way from runes to special champion nerfs and buffs. So we're going to start off with Tryndamere. Could somebody explain to me a bit about the Tryndamere nerf, quote-unquote, because I don't really understand it.
So, currently the problem with Tryndamere is that he has, like, some tough matchups, but the matchups he's good against, like the specific champion that he's really good against, you can't push him out of the lane because of his sustain from his Q, stacking up all that fury and then healing him. And Riot, being the company that they are, they don't really like sustain that much. So they're trying to
They don't like
sustain.
too much, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like that's why they nerfed Warwick and other characters like that.
Yeah,
So right now
and a
they're
lot of other
nerfing
characters, yeah.
They're nerfing his amount of health per percent of fury he generates. So
Yeah, not the base values, just the health that he gains per fury consumed.
Yeah, not the base values. So it means he's gonna be healing less than he previously was, which should make which they believe will still allow him to sustain in lane, but not so much that he can't get pushed out, giving other champions a more viable time being able to maybe harass him out of lane, or just keep him out of it long enough so they can do something, like maybe push a tower, or creep farm without worried about getting crit for like 200 damage at level 3. Anything.
Right now, Tryndamere and I playing our top laner as of right now. Tryndamere is really a go-to guy, because there are just so many champions that he's really good against because of that sustain. You can basically just keep poking and poking and poking at them, and you just basically can push the wave because you don't have to worry. And the more you push the wave, the more rage you get. Really, the only counter that I know of is Teemo. And I think Shyvana is the second closest counter there is because she can one-on-one him decently. So
I wonder if Renekton would be a good counterbalance because he's got the stun and he also has play sustain.
Yeah, but his sustain's nowhere near as decent as Tryndamere's.
Possibly.
That's the thing, and that's
Yeah.
he might be now.
Tryndamere has really good sustain.
Yeah, Tryndamere is just. I mean, once he gets his lantern, there's no way you're gonna push him out of that lane. There's absolutely no way you're gonna get him out of that lane. So I think that this is a more than welcome change, especially for the low level community. Because, I mean, right now, since we're kind of at the level to where we counterpick, if I see somebody playing a Tryndamere, I just automatically grab a Teemo. Because Teemo's blind shot, it just negates Tryndamere absolutely completely. He is absolutely done in the lane.
So do you think that the lack of sustain from his healing will affect jungling Tryndameres at all? Because I know that some of them do make use of his Q to heal.
With the new jungle, I kind of doubt it.
Yeah.
I think nobody can be.
I have to
bad
agree with
jungle.
Keen here, definitely. The new jungle is so much easier. Like, if we're talking about the old jungle, maybe before the new mastery changes, but
Yeah, definitely.
I have
with
a
the
hard
new
time
masters
seeing
as
it
well.
affect his jungle at this point.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well,
No
I
worries.
wouldn't know because I haven't jungled him in a while, so.
Yeah, no, I haven't either, but that's my own, and that's just my speculation. So I guess it's possible. I just don't see it them going that
I
far
only jungled
and
with him
it
on
affecting
like
his
my
jungle that much.
level 12 account, and it was kind of difficult because I didn't have the runes and stuff set up, nor the masteries. But I really had to rely on his Q to stay in the jungle, personally. So we're going to move on to TF. More than welcome change coming to Twisted Fate with this new, I guess mechanic.
Yeah.
It's really about time. They should put this in ages ago. Basically, they're making it so you have to manually, shoot your card that you have picked. It doesn't just automatically go with your next auto attack. And this is going to make his laning so much better.
I think
Hallelujah!
it's quite accurate. I think it's still, I think, going to be applied on his next auto attack. The way that I was understanding it is that if you just like move him and then just let him be, he'll just automatically start auto attacking something that's near him.
Well, that's how it works
and that's how it works currently right now. And so it's a big issue if you teleport, like you lock
Yeah.
gold card and you teleport in. If there's a minion like right in front of you, you're just going to auto attack that minion, wasting the gold card.
So, okay, then I'm
By locking in the
completely
gold card, it's not going to make you automatically attack.
wrong. So it's going to be like
basically,
Sona.
when you have a card locked.
It's going to be like Sona when she
Yeah,
gets
like
all-
Sona's
when she gets
passive
her,
interaction.
So, okay. That makes some sense. I kind of liked my idea better, but okay, whatever, fine.
But then just as big as that too, he's getting a range increase. Auto attack range. That's amazing.
I wonder what
Where's
they're going to put
Sivers?
that
He
at.
needed some love.
I think-
After they nerfed his ultimate.
Yeah.
Sivers needs another.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Well,
I
they
still
gave
think
that-
he needs
they
a
gave
little bit more
Pantheon some
damage.
a bit
but-
of damage when he had his nerf to make it so Pantheon was playable again. But did they really even do anything with Twisted Fate after the global
No,
things?
they did nothing.
So yeah, I just
Nothing at
just
all.
don't
Well,
see
no,
it.
no, no. More importantly, with the Twisted Fate issue currently, is that his range is at that point where it's like kind of low, so he gets really easily poked,
Mhm.
and in lanes
just to
he's having a lot
clarify-
of trouble fighting mages.
Yeah, his auto attack range is 510, which is definitely on the short side.
Yeah, wow.
That's what it's updated to.
That's what it is currently.
550 is base is like normal.
550
for
is about
range, right?
normal for a ranged carry.
So
I'm really curious to know because they were talking about like it's supposed to like
what is a
bring him
Sivers
more
at?
in line with like other mages and like their abilities and stuff, but like
600.
most
yes,
mages' abilities are like 600, 650, that kind of range. So it's like, what are they going to change his auto attack range then? And or is gold card or is the pick a card going to increase his auto attack range?
That's what I was thinking. Would
I
be
was
cool.
kind of like, they said something in the video that sounded sort of like that, but it could have just been bad wording. I'm not really sure.
I wouldn't put that
Probably.
past right.
Probably. We all know. Probably. So more than welcome changes coming to TF. I think that this will still
Yeah.
welcome AD and AP play from him. So it'll be really
Yeah, just
interesting
the
to see.
base range increase
Yeah, that'll
will
help
make
AD a lot.
AD so much more, gives AD so much more potential.
And now we're gonna anything else about Twisted Fate or Tryndamere?
Just one
Twisted
quick
Fate
comment
needs
about
a
Twisted
model
Fate.
remake.
Yeah, well, other than he needing a model rework really
Yeah.
bad, I wish they'd tweak some numbers just a little bit. I think he's just like a little bit underpowered. He doesn't have quite the poke that he needs, the power behind his poke that he needs. I'd like to see like wild cards get like another point, like it's at 0.65 AP ratio, bring it up to like 0.75.
What?
And that might be
0.65?
enough, or maybe just like bring up pick a card's AP ratio
What's
to
that
like it's at 0.4 right now. Maybe bring it up to like 0.5 or 0.6.
What's his pick a card or wild card compared to like Grogus's barrel?
Grogos's barrel is 0.9. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big difference.
considering
0.65 to
that
0.9.
He's kind of similar to Grogus in that way.
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, those long range poke abilities tend to have, you know, really high AP ratios. Like in Morgana's, like her Dark Binding, I think is 0.9. Who else is similar? Anybody think of anybody else that has that long range poke like that?
Annie.
Xerath?
Isn't like doesn't Annie
Sarah?
have,
No, Annie doesn't really.
0.8 or
She doesn't have poke. No, I'm thinking about like range over over 700. like over
Oh,
800.
Brand.
even.
What about like
Brand's
Brand or
Pillar of
Oriana?
Fire is like 0.8, dude. Pillar
Lux's
Flame?
Q. Sorry, I'm looking at champions right now. Let's open up the mage section.
Yeah.
So we got Anivia.
Pillar of Flame is actually 0.6, but it gets the multiplier, so it's a little bit deceptive when they're a flame.
Yeah, wild card 0.65.
Nobody
that's
really
pretty
has
weak
that
Yeah.
kind of
for a poke
range.
spell.
I don't know.
6-second cooldown. What's like Gragas's cooldown on his
Or like
barrel?
I guess like Nidalee's another good example. Like her AP ratio is lower, but it's because of like the range multiplier.
Mhm.
Like like I when I think of pick a card, I think of like it is a poke ability like Javelin Toss on Nidalee, like Gragas's Barrel.
Yeah.
Where that you constantly just poke at people. And it
Gragas,
doesn't have the AP ratio. I feel like to really make that feel good, and I'd like to see that upped a
wild
little
card is at I think a static 6-second cooldown.
bit.
And
I can't
I
remember.
think I just looked at it a second ago. Gragas's barrel roll starts at 11, but it goes down to a 7-second cooldown.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's like
yeah, granted that the cooldown is lower, but then honestly, I'd rather them just like hit the cooldown a little bit and actually make it
Yeah.
feel like a poke ability.
you could buff the ratio, maybe nerf the cooldown,
Yeah, or maybe make the cooldown scale down.
like Gragas's barrel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you know Gragas is considered a melee?
I mean,
I think that would be cool.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah. Well, no, he has melee attacks, so that makes sense.
Sure. Okay, and so speaking of TF being a bit of a hybrid character, or he can be played as a bit of a hybrid, so they're making rune changes. They're refunding us all dodge runes because they actually listened to us and heard our pleas. And they're adding in a bunch of different runes for us to spend our IP on if we desire, such as hybrid
Yeah,
penetration.
I'm excited.
I think gold per fives and a bunch of other stuff. I
Spell Vamp, Lifesteal,
Health
and some new
percentage.
Christmas
Yeah,
runes are
health
coming out.
percentage.
It's gonna be
Oh,
crazy,
goody.
dude.
Christmas runes.
Yeah,
I want some candy canes.
I want my candy
So
cane.
I'm mostly curious what you guys think about the Lifesteal and Spell Vamp runes and who will they be be played on. We know they're quintessences. Let's get that out of the way. That they said that in the patch preview. What do you guys think about them?
I think that
That's interesting.
I like the idea.
It-
There's so much passive spell vamp going out there now between the trees. Like, okay, who's a champion? Xin Zhao is going to be interesting because he's going to have passive lifesteal both from his tree and from his quints, and then his passive every 3 hits, he's going to be getting more lifesteal. So if you built him attack speed, he could be kind of durable, especially with like a Reeler's Lantern.
I think that their main idea is behind it is to give people different ways to play the champions depending on your play style. If you like your spell vamp or lifesteal, they're giving you that option because they want people to decide how they want to play the characters. So you're gonna be seeing those spell vamps on a Morgana or a Swain, more than likely.
Maybe a Vladimir.
Maybe a Vladimir, and
Ooh,
Maybe.
Vladimir.
it's just
I don't know. Spell Vamp's kind of positioned awkwardly, honestly. I think in the tree though, the
Yeah.
mastery tree. Like most mages are going 2109 now.
yeah.
Very few I think go deep utility anymore.
Well, I think that if you want,
because you
to
get so
play-
much
yeah,
AP
it's really,
from
and I think
offense.
that we need to keep this in the back of our heads, and I think Riot also needs to keep this in the back of their heads because I've seen games do this. They're like, we want you to play how your style is, but there's always going to be mathematically a better way to play something.
Best.
There's
Yeah.
always going to be and in a competitive game like League of Legends, where every little stat will count, we need to keep that into absolute consideration when it comes to these. Because for all we know, this spell vamp could be completely, absolutely, amazing if they did somehow make it absolutely equal to where, okay, you want to play this champion with a bit more sustain or whatever. You can take these those big runes that I can't say for some reason right now. And,
Purples.
yeah, exactly. So it's I kind of worry when they do stuff like this because I just don't like games that openly say, "Oh, we want the player to have the choice," because ultimately it's not going to be the player's choice. It's going to be you're going to get people coming in and saying, "Oh, I'm going to play this character," and it's not going to be, you know, the complete best because my win is also relying on my AD carry, where my Caitlyn's specking all into lifesteal because that's the way she likes to play when she needs to be specking out complete armor penetration or something to kill the tank.
But that's just it, though, dude. I don't think that having the contestant slots being occupied by lifesteal is going to bring that problem up, because you get like quite a bit of armor pen as it is from reds, and if you need any additional armor pen, it's always the last whisper, which most carriers are going to end up building anyway towards late game.
So I don't think it's a problem now, but I just think
be...
it's something that needs to be in the back of our heads.
Okay, let's theoretically say this for a second. So you get 3% spell vamp from masteries, right? Let's say that you're bottom laning as Caitlyn with, like, say, a Soraka, and you picked up a Doran's Blade. That's 6% lifesteal. Let's theoretically say, I don't know exactly how much lifesteal is going to be coming out of these quintessences, but I want to go with like 2% lifesteal, so like a total of another 6, right?
Yeah, I was thinking 3, Caitlyn... but like 2 or 3. I was kind of thinking the same, just because it's like it'd probably match up fairly close to the masteries. Like I could see like 1% per quint or something like that, or maybe 0.66. I don't know, but yeah, like anyway, sorry, tangent.
Quint, but I was being extreme. Anyway, so let's theoretically say that a Caitlyn has 12% spell vamp or lifesteal before, like, after a Doran's Blade and an item. That means she's going to have a lot of sustain in the lane, which is going to help take some pressure off of her supports. It means that it's opening up the option for more aggressive supports because the carries can take care of themselves a bit better.
Yeah, I was just thinking
which is going to be really cool.
I think.
Also, dude, think about it. Let's say you play Gangplank support, right? You can get lifesteal quintessences to give you a bit of sustain as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or occasional auto attack to help push minion waves away. I mean, I've had times playing Gangplank support.
Since runes, I think for the most part, are more of an early game choice.
Unless they're per level, but yeah.
Unless they're per level or whatever. That instead of going like armor pen or attack damage quints, you know, to give your character more damage for like your carry early game, instead you might go maybe lifesteal to have just more of a passive sustain lane. And
okay, I'm gonna get really giddy about this.
Might be interesting.
Okay, can I interject real quick? I was kind of thinking about like, okay, I was thinking specifically like what carries might be most suited to it, and I was thinking like, well, maybe somebody like Vayne who doesn't really need like, or somebody that doesn't like really care for like say mana regen, yellows or something like that, or just somebody that like, you know, forgoes, I guess, defensive stuff a little bit more. So like they go like say armor pen reds, lifesteal quints, and then they can like pick up like say attack damage blues and then armor yellows or something like that.
Yeah, champions that maybe have more steroids, so that gives them passive damage, lifesteal, spell vamp might be better.
Yeah.
Like for the quints.
Okay, so here's my cool idea. Now that they're making lifesteal quints, think about all the AD mages. I mean, it's not much, but it's something.
Oh, you mean like assassins?
Oh, wait, you mean spell vamp?
Yeah, spell vamp, not lifesteal, but spell vamp quints on attack damage assassins.
It'd have to be a big enough value.
I know,
I
but
don't
even
see that
just a
happening.
little bit.
But that, yeah.
What I was just thinking is,
I don't know.
The attack
it's interesting idea.
The lifesteal. I wonder if that could be maybe viable. People might like that on junglers.
That's interesting, actually, on junglers. But then again, they made the jungle so easy.
I know. But like, yeah, I was just thinking like, so yes, considering that jungle's so much easier, at least
we're running out of time before break, so to keep the pacing, we're just going to talk quickly about the new mastery change, which I know absolutely nothing about. We'll talk very briefly on that, then we need to go to break.
Alright, so can I finish this thought real quick, or should we move on? Okay, I was just thinking, like, The few videos that like Stonewall has out on his jungle routes, he picks up Vampiric Scepters a bit. I can't remember how much they give you, but I was thinking like if you could get enough Spell
12%,
Vamp or
12% on
Lifesteal
Vamp
from like
Scepter.
Quints and Masteries, maybe you could just not go with that, the Vampiric Scepter, and just go like Boots Pots or something.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Alright, I'm done.
Okay, the changes.
The only
of
other
the
thing I
no,
want to quickly,
no, for goodness sake.
quickly. No, I just want to say like dual penetration on like Magic Pen and Armor Pen. Thank you, Riot. That was very needed for the hybrids out there.
Yeah.
Well done. That's all.
Okay,
Hybrid.
could somebody tell me
One
this
hybrid.
mastery, this one mastery out there? What tree is it on, so I can look at it?
It's going to
Utility?
be in utility. It was previously in defense.
Okay.
In the old Masters.
Yep. It the just for the people that don't know,
Like me.
the perseverance that they're taking out of deep utility gives you 369% increase to your health and mana
Okay, so
regen.
yeah.
What people don't know, and what it doesn't tell you, is that it's only increasing your base health and mana regen. So that means your health and mana regen that you get from like runes and masteries and items and things, that percentage increase does not affect that at all. So that's why you like never saw anybody take perseverance in the old mastery tree. That's why you don't see anybody take it now. And so they're replacing that bad mastery with strength of spirit, which was actually pretty cool that they took out and
They took out of
didn't
the
move or
defensive
anything.
tree.
They took it out of the defensive tree, yeah, and they're putting it into the deep utility. It sounds like in Perseverance's slot. It gives you health to dren based off of your maximum mana.
Oh, that's cool.
Health regen, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's cool.
yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool thing. It was great on people like Singed or anybody that likes to build, a bunch of mana.
Yeah, it's like Rod of Ages.
Rise,
make
maybe.
you Awesome.
Yeah, if you like to pick up Rod of Ages or like Frozen Heart or anything like
Mhm.
that, you're gonna. I mean, not many people are going that deep into utility, but
Yeah,
maybe
again.
that no mastery will give them enough, incentive to
Yeah.
go that deep.
Maybe.
Especially they're probably going to be increasing the percentage of your maximum mana that's converted to health regen, so it might be like, it's probably going to be more powerful than it previously was.
Yeah, you'd hope it would be, considering it's so much deeper in the tree
Yeah,
now,
it used
too.
to be like at like tier 2 in the defense tree, and now
it's like
the new perseverance
second
is
to
like
last.
what, tier 5,
Yeah.
and if they're going to be placing it in tier 5, I hope they would increase its strength like they did with perseverance.
Okay, and we're going to call that part 1 for now. So we're going to go on a bit of a music break for the archive podcasters. And then we'll be talking about whatever we want to be. Alright. You are listening to an archive of Juked. During a live show, this is when we would play music and play an ad for our live viewers. Live shows will begin in the new year. If you're interested in tuning in, keep an eye on our website at igptv.com or on our facebook.com/Innergeekproductions. To submit your ad to Juked, please contact us at innergeekproductions@hotmail.com. If you're viewing this on our YouTube page, please remember to leave a comment, thumbs up or down this video, and subscribe to this video if you want to stay updated on our work. Now, back for more Juked.
Chance. And that just feels bad to me.
I feel bad about nothing.
Well, good.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Crit chance mastery.
Oh gosh.
How I hates it.
Well, we can talk about that if you want.
It sounds like I found a post on Morello, or by Morello, talking about they're looking into it and potentially removing it. Or doing something. I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully just removing it. I hate it.
So,
I hate it.
we're back here on Juked. We're listening to Tizeno rant about runes once again. He just cannot be pleased with
Not
the game.
runes, masteries.
Masteries, that's even
Crit
better.
chance mastery. Crit chance mastery equals BS.
Deadliness, and it goes into lethality in the offensive tree.
Lethality is perfectly legitimately fine.
Yeah, that one makes sense.
Just that random crit chance Just like, alright, you're laning. And, bot lane, you're like, harassing the carry every once in a while with an auto attack. Well, one of your auto attack happens to crit. Now they have to play extra defensive because of some random chance that had nothing to do with your skill. You decide to skirmish with them. The enemy gets a random crit on you. Why did they win that skirmish? Because they got a random crit, not because of your skill or their skill. That's what I don't like about it. If they want to like build that in, put that into their build, it's like, then they have to like sacrifice runes or whatever. If you're going into offense like as a carry, there's no thought behind that. They just
But can't you argue
put
that same
in
point
there.
with Caitlyn's passive though? Because every so often she's gonna get like additional damage off of you from her auto attack.
No, because that's not random at all.
I guess so, but it just seems like, at least in Caitlyn's
Like you can see when she
position,
has it up, because like her animation changes. You can watch the stacks go up. You can plan for that, and like play
but it's
defensive
still,
when she has it
it's
up.
similar to a, yeah, I know, but it's still similar to a crit than the fact that it's like free damage from nowhere. I mean, it's not as random as a crit, but
No, my point though is it's not random at all, and you can totally see it coming. So I don't see that as, I mean, there's no RNG, there's no random number generator involved on that. It's a simple counter. It's like Annie's stun. It's like there's no random there. I see it as completely different. That's all.
sorry, I totally missed your argument. I was hearing people come home. I took my headphones off for 5 seconds.
Wow.
Just that it's not random at all, and so I don't have an issue with that at all. It's like Annie's stun. It's just you have to play around it. You watch when it comes up, and then you play careful. That's those are all gameplay decisions. Those are it's all part of that's all strategy and tactics and stuff. Like there's no random there, from my perspective.
Wow. Well, okay then. So we have
So anyway,
about
More about my wrestler champion.
okay.
I want there to be an MMA fighter champion.
Freaking
It would be
sick.
sick. No, I'm serious, dude. He'd be a great melee assassin. He'd be sweet. And I totally want a bare naked chokehold ultimate.
We don't
that, like,
need any more
suppresses
assassins.
people?
No, this would be a bruiser. I would hope at least.
He said assassin.
Like
Yeah,
when I
he
think of
probably did
MMA,
bruiser.
I don't think assassins. I don't think of guys that like sneak up behind you and slit your throat. I think of guys that like walk up to you and just like punch your lights out. Then when you try to get up, they just like pin you to the ground.
Pile drive you.
Yeah.
I've been noticing.
Okay, what
personally,
about-
I've been playing. I play D&D, as you guys know, with a big group of friends, and it's very obvious that a lot of the design squad from Riot has also played D&D in the past. So, I mean, it's retarded obvious. As soon as I probably should say that. It is clearly obvious that that a lot of their moves are exactly the same from the board game and such. So if we're thinking about making a grabbing like champion, I think that they could actually do that. Like a bit like how Skarner's ult works, but a bit like different.
Yeah.
Because
That'd
the
be interesting.
mechanic
I don't know, dude.
the mechanic in D&D is anybody can do what's called a grab action, where you literally grab onto the target, and it just makes it so that they have to somehow get out of it, whether using moves or such. But while they're in that grab, they can attack anything, but they can also attack the person grabbing them in order to get out. So I think that could be a gimmicky mechanic for a champion, but I think that they could maybe do it.
Dude, have you met League of Legends? So much of their stuff is gimmicky. I mean, look at Orianna. I have a
Are you
floating
thinking?
ball.
Are you thinking like let's say like an ultimate that like your character jumps on the enemy, like you can't like maybe they're slowed or something, but like you can't really control your character while they're attached to them or something?
Bare naked chokehold. They are suppressed, meaning you are on top of them and you're holding them back. Like bare
Why
naked
is
chokehold.
it called bare naked?
I don't
that
want
just
to know.
sounds
That's
really
the move,
awkward.
I don't
That's
know.
weird.
I
That's
don't
the-
know.
It's
that's-
like I'd rather not
the-
be in a bare naked chokehold with some other dude.
Well, no, that's an MMA move. That's what happens when you're able to That's a real move. That's what happens when you get a dude. You torque their neck.
Strip them
back.
naked and.
Yeah, I know.
No, no, no.
Sorry, I'm totally
No.
derailing
I'm
this.
just-
I apologize.
I know.
Bare
I
naked
know, just
chokehold
some
is
move.
when no. It's when you torque a dude's neck back while
MMA
being at a
lessons
higher
going back
elevation than them
Frick?
and pulling it back. It's one of the hardest It's one of the hardest submissions you can get is bare naked chokehold.
So that would be
because it's so easy to
that
guard
would be
against.
your guys' ultimate.
It would be the most legendary move ever because it's so hard to pull off.
Okay,
and when he
how
does,
about
he suppresses you.
when
Okay, so
that one time
so-
when me and you,
no,
Domago,
we're
were
doing
talking
this.
about
We're-
a support champion with like placeable brush? That would be sweet.
Okay, so we had an idea for like a dryad lady, and one of her moves is like a pop-up, but then it creates like terrain for a few seconds, where
Wait,
opponents can't
pop-up?
see
That
into.
sounds OP.
Yeah, that was
A
the original thought was
pop-up
via
as
pop-up.
well?
Yeah,
Jesus.
and then it slowed.
I thought it was just gonna slow him. I thought it
No,
was
it's
just
you
gonna
pop
slow
up
him while they're
originally,
inside
but-
the brush, and you get sight. No, dude, that would be crazy OP. It's a pop-up,
I
a
know,
slow,
for reals.
and it's brush.
Well, it'd be like Cho'Gath.
and it switches the
Cho'Gath's
enemy
pop-up.
champion onto your side.
Yes!
But seriously, I've been thinking about that more, like the idea of like a true
No,
dryad champion,
Oh, this
where she's like a
grass
forest
is
spirit.
so soft.
And so like one of her abilities would make her intangible for a short period of time, would give her a speed increase. Like but the duration, you can't, it's not like a toggle, you can't hit it and then hit it again. So if you hit it, you have to be intangible for 5 seconds. And when you come out of the intangible state, it puts a global cooldown on all of your abilities for like 3 seconds. So you can't just like pop in and out however you want. It's used to move across the battlefield as quickly as possible or getting away.
I don't know about moving.
I think it'd be cool.
Wait, that sounds kind of like a stasis where you can, but what you can move.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a stasis.
That seems kind of OP.
Having
Stasises
the
are very
move,
strong.
if it was more like a bit of an hourglass, built-in hourglass, I can maybe see it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, see this champion? It has the hourglass move, but it's on a basic ability with like a 20-second cooldown.
It's
Yeah,
like
'cause
Volley
that
Bear
would
with
be
Execute.
OP.
It's because it's not OP, because another champion already has something like it. Gangplank.
No. That's not even like Gangplank.
My point
Stasis
is Gangplank has
Stasis
a
is nothing like
freaking
Gangplank's.
Quicksilver Sash as a starting ability.
Oh, okay.
That's
see,
my
I
point.
see what you mean.
That
Okay.
That's
heals.
my point.
Right.
That
That heals.
We were
Like,
so
really?
bent
Come
on
on.
Gangplank still. I cannot believe
Oh my
it.
god, all I ask is that they get rid of
Uh.
the removing suppression. That's
Okay,
like all I ask.
can I just say right now, you guys, playing a Gangplank support, I totally agree. Like, we played a game, and I baited a Skarner's ult out of a fight by running up to him, and he ulted me, and I just popped it immediately and ran away. I
Yeah,
got him
bad
to
Skarner.
blow
Yeah,
with a
that's
still
like,
silly.
personally, I think that's really messed up.
Well, that was his own fault for
That
Yeah, it
shouldn't
doesn't
be on
matter,
a
dude.
base ability. If that was like ulti
underestimated
v
the
ulti, that would be
OP-ness of
fine.
the Gangplank.
Exactly, see? It has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with the OP-ness of Gangplank. Oh, and Stringo, this is for you.
Wait, what'd you roll? Wait, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 8, a 10,
Yeah,
a 12, and
are
a
you
37.
winning? Are you playing craps?
A 37 on a
37
D6?
with 2 6-sided dice.
What? You must have a D100
Well, it's 6-sided
with it.
die, but each side is like
You
5.
can't even multiply because 37's prime, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, one of them is
Anyway,
like a normal
point
D6
being-
with a 1
No,
through
we
6,
were-
and the other one is a 6-sided die with 5 on every side. But it like multiplies by 5.
I'm
It's like
actually-
5.
No,
10.
shush, you guys. You're
But-
derailing this new champion discussion. We
Hey, you
me
derail
and-
stuff all the time.
But I derail it excellently because I'm excellent.
You're
No.
a jerk.
No, back to like we were Damaga and me were talking about some champions earlier that or champion abilities that we thought would be interesting, and I think it'd be fun to bring it up here for everybody to discuss.
Okay.
One of them was that
So-
sigil or something. Let's go there first.
Okay, so my thought would be to maybe on a new healer or maybe Soraka, what you would do is on her silence, if she used it on a friendly target, not only would it give them mana, but for like 5 seconds it would set up a sigil. And what the sigil will do is any time in the 5 seconds that a friendly character is healed, the character that is marked gets 50% of that healing. So like if Soraka marks, say, a carry, and she heals the tank for 600 damage, the carry would receive 300 hit points of healing as well. So it allows you to multi-target
That's
healing.
kind of cool.
And yeah, I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But then I kind of ran,
think
or
that'd
we
be
also
fun
like
on
can
a
use on an item
support.
as well, or on
Yeah.
an item like a support item. You could physically do that with.
Yeah, but the issue
market target, yeah.
we gotta remember how supports used to be able to heal really well, and Riot kind of wanted to step away from that, so I don't think they would do that personally.
Yeah, I think it honestly, I think it would work better on an item now that you bring that up. It's a good point. Just because like then you could give it say like a minute cooldown, and then like say like the sigil then like lasts for like say 5 seconds would honestly probably be enough. So you can like that way you don't start out with it. It wouldn't cause laning issues, but then like in a team fight, you could essentially heal 2 people, with just one spell. That kind of
Hello?
a thing. And I think that makes them interesting.
Hi.
And it's not spammable because it has like a minute cooldown.
Yeah.
So it's like not it's not like you can
Exactly.
just keep your team full.
Now, the only thing I would like to see that happen
Okay,
is
so
two
what?
things: A, Soraka's ult shouldn't affect it, and B, the summoner spell heal shouldn't affect it either.
Yeah, I think it only interacts. Yeah, I agree. It should only interact with single target things,
Okay,
and it shouldn't
fine.
trigger if you target the person with the heal or with the sigil with
Oh
the
no,
heal.
that's the whole point. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
You have to
I think
have
if you
2
did
separate
that-
targets.
Well, here's the thing. I think if you healed the person with the sigil on them, it would consume the sigil immediately. If you single target healed them.
How would it work then? Like, would it just consume it, or how would it work?
Well, no. I mean, like, that's a good question. But I'm like, if you single target them, meaning if you make them the target of the heal, rather than the sigil applying a heal from your heal, because like the way it'd work probably was the healing actually was.
Or maybe it just
given,
gets a
it was, like-
reduced percentage if you target the person with the sigil.
Yeah, maybe that would work too.
That might just be the simplest answer.
My other
I
thought.
think you should take away their health
For another
instead, 'cause you're a
champion-
noob.
Wow, you're a jerk. But
Or like you could have it like offensive defensive. So like if you could like use it like on an enemy and it like you turn Soraka's heal into like a damaging
So wait,
thing.
what you're saying is that if you sigil an enemy character when you heal someone, they take 50% of that healing as damage?
Yeah.
Because that would be interesting.
That would be
just
kinda
think
cool.
That means
about
Soraka
that
could-
for a champion. Let's go with that. We have somebody like a Vlad, but he can mark an ally or himself, and his moves give a percentage of the health he takes away from enemies to that ally or himself.
Well, actually, there's a character similar to that. It's not in a video game, but it's like a board game. There's a character called Scar. And what he's able to do is he's able to take a base ability called Steal Energy, which regenerates health whenever you hit someone, right? But instead of like applying it only to that singular figure, he can distribute it anywhere. So maybe it's like that. Maybe it's like a champion's like a gigantic soul siphon of some kind that like redistributes damage as healing and healing as damage or something.
I kind of hate that idea in general because I don't really like healing in the game. Personally, because I'm heartless.
Hey, you have a Soraka, dude. Okay, how often have you laned with me and you've been happy because I'm a Soraka healer? I'm just saying.
Never, because
That's
I
kind
have
of like-
lain with you, and we both go in at different times. We're like, oh, I guess we can
someone
jump
jumps
on
in when
them.
I have no mana.
Yeah.
I have no mana, and someone jumps in. Anyway, unimportant. Derailing the conversation. My second idea for a champion would be like a samurai kind of character, and like his Q
Master
would
Yi?
be like a conal. No, not
No,
Master.
like
Yi.
a
That's what I
traditional
was just
samurai.
like legitimate traditional samurai, like samurai armor.
And like
But he's like
in
a
really
rabbit.
stereotypical samurai moves as well. That's what
Yeah,
you're
like a
thinking
rabbit.
about too, right?
He
Yeah.
has a
can his-
passive
so, like, can his
ability where when
ultimate-
his health gets really low, he can commit
Yes,
seppuku
Sudoku or whatever
and
it's
like get reduced time dead.
Because
Because he has
Oh, that would be
honorable
cool. Oh no! Wait, guys, okay.
That would
Check
be.
this out.
How would you work that
I
in?
don't even know.
Be
That's
amazing.
weird.
Hold on,
but
hold
kinda
on,
cool.
hold on. Guys, let me finish my thought, please, before we get all crazy. So,
All
my
right.
first thought was his Q ability would be like Corky's machine gun, but instead of like machine gun bullets, it's like he's slashing his sword forward, and it would have some kind of like bleed effect maybe, or cause grievous wounds. And then like his W would be a dash, but it'd be 2 parts. So he would like quick step, and then after he quick stepped at the end of it,
He'd stab himself.
he would be able to activate the ability again,
Oh.
and then do like a horizontal slash that might do additional damage depending upon if they're like marked with grievous wounds or something.
Like AoE slash?
Yeah, like sort
Sort
of
of
a cone
like
slash
a
in front of
A
him. or-
cleave, as in video game terms.
It'd probably just be in front of him, like maybe 180 degree, like just like half circle in front of him or something. But
Yeah.
or I guess it could be
Um,
like Renekton. I mean, like if you think of him like drawing from his sword, no, it'd
Yeah.
probably just be 180 degrees.
Oh.
I don't know. Whatever.
Well, wasn't there a big thing in samurais? Is they're supposed to be able to like unsheath their weapon into a slash? It's not a big
Yeah.
thing where they just.
Well, that's
Well,
what
yeah.
a katana does. That's a katana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like super fast slash. You see it a lot in like
So
you know
he can
anime
dash
and stuff where like they
forward.
run forward.
I don't watch anime. Okay, yeah, but if the two of them collide into each other doing that
Or
dash
whatever.
move, they both stand there and one of them just dies automatically while the other one just,
I love it. That's their hidden passive.
That's their hidden passive.
Their hidden passive. If
It's an
two of the same
insta-kill.
samurai character use the same move on each other, one of them does.
Oh my god, you
Wow.
guys.
Maybe it's like
that'd
random.
That'd be
Okay.
such a broken hidden
That would
passive.
be amazing! It would be amazing! It would. It's not like you could do it in like in competitive play because you can only have one of each character. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Put that in right. Put that in. Okay, what's gonna be
So-
a Z?
so-
What's gonna be a Z?
So his ES thinking about it a little bit, it'd probably be called something like Diving Moonstrike, something like really weird and cheesy like that. And what it is, it's like use like one of the AOE circle templates, like you would for Brand's Pillar of Fire.
Like Pillar.
But he leaps to that square and he slams, and like people inside the circle take damage and are like pushed back, like popped away from each other.
That sounds more like an ultimate.
Yeah, that gives him 2 movement like normal moves.
So wait, is that kind of like Malphite's ulti?
Well, who's ulti?
Yeah,
Malphite? Like movement AoE pop up, a pushback
Yeah,
thing?
but it's a
Push back instead of
Skill
a pop
shot.
up.
yeah, but it'd be really
well, no,
short.
yeah,
It wouldn't be, like,
Malphite's
super
is like
huge.
that.
oh, never mind.
It'd be short ranged. It wouldn't be like long ranged, and it wouldn't be like a huge pushback. It would just be like a slight,
It would
like
be
maybe like
like
20 units.
the end of Riven's combo. Would it just be like that kind of?
Yeah, it'd be like
Right.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it'd be like a
Okay.
short range, and
Huh.
instead of having to hit it 3 times, he just does it like immediately. So it's able to like just disturb their movement of some kind. And then like maybe his ultimate is he goes into like an Oni form or something, or maybe he draws like
Well,
a second.
no. Yeah, so I was thinking about that
Giant ogre.
and the seppuku thing.
He turns
And I was
into a
thinking about
panda.
like,
That should
well,
be
what
part
if
of his
like
ulti.
what if like yeah, maybe his ultimate was steroid like, so maybe he does turn into like an oni or something, you know, a demon or whatever, but like
Panda.
maybe like if he dies in his ultimate, he commits seppuku, you know, and then like
His death time is
his death
reduced.
timer because he had an honorable death, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, his death
So
timer
then
is
that's
reduced.
kind of strategy
Well,
for
okay,
the enemy team,
well-
where it's like, okay, we can either kill this guy now while he's in his ulti just to get rid of him, or we can try to ignore him and kill him after his ult ends so he doesn't get reduced time.
Well, my other thought is,
Yeah,
have you
I
guys
don't
ever
think
played
Riot
Soul
likes
Calibur
those
2?
decisions. Actually, that's their I think whole issue with like
He can
Aurelia's like
stab
stun
himself,
slow
and if
thing.
his sword goes through him and hits the other guy, it insta kills them. Can we please do that?
Exactly!
Oh, I know what that's from.
Yoshimitsu! When he dies, he shoots a cone behind him, and like anybody
A
hits
cone?
it, it's an execute.
Ah.
It's an AoE execute from behind.
Oh
But you
my
have to
God.
aim it from behind.
Oh, that's amazing.
So with the initial activation of his ulti gives him like a big steroid boost, and then you can activate
if
it
he
again
dies
during the
while
ulti
you're dying,
to kill himself and to execute himself and enemies.
wouldn't it be
But
more
only
like,
behind
That'd
oh
be
my
sort of
They have to be
interesting.
behind him.
No, what if
They
he
have
could
to be
commit
behind him.
seppuku? What? No, what if like okay, just say during his ulti, like once he reaches like below like 10% or 5% health, he can activate it again to commit seppuku, and then he has like some big AOE effect or like or you know like behind effect or something. Like you're
Yeah,
talking
Maybe it
about.
doesn't
backwards
reduce his
execute.
time dead, but maybe
It
he
should
can
be an
just, like,
execute.
he can kill himself to do massive
He can
damage.
yeah he can kill himself when he's already low on health to like do massive damage. That
Yeah.
actually
Yeah,
sounds
it's an
pretty
execute.
cool.
That
from
sounds
behind.
stupid.
But
at
it
Yeah.
the
has to
same
be an
time.
execute from behind.
And then you
so
get zillion
stupid.
ulti,
It
and then
does
you're up
not,
again.
It does not sound cool. So the thing is, that's gonna make
No, that's genius.
so
because
many,
because
so many both team aces. It's gonna be hilarious.
No,
Like,
no, no, no,
The entire
because what it
like,
means is
team
that you
fight,
can't chase
everybody's
him.
Dead.
you can't chase him. If you chase him, he activates it and he kills you. So it keeps him safe
while he's
from
in
being
the
chased.
duration of his ulti, he taunts people around him.
No,
And
now you're
he
just getting
gets low on health,
stupid.
and then he commits suicide, kills himself, and like
And he can
gets
summon a
kill.
Baron Rivendell wherever he wants. That's his passive.
That's
Okay.
a dumb pass.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Right, put that in. If we're gonna call it a
Wait,
night.
one more thing.
We need to call it a night.
His passive? No. His passive should be the AD
Yeah,
karma.
we have to get his passive.
What?
When his
AD
health is
karma?
lower, he
Oh,
gains
slow on
AD.
health. Okay,
Okay.
that's kind of
It'd
cool.
be called like the Warrior Spirit or something,
Sorta.
where he gets like a percentage
Wait,
AD.
that's
depending
no,
on how much
that's
health is missing.
Death before
that's kind of what
Dishonor.
Tryndamere already has though.
Oh, you're right.
So,
Oh,
give him the
wait,
same thing.
Tryndamere is the
Who cares?
AD karma? Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't think of that. Oh, weird.
kind of. I mean, they work a little bit differently, I think, but like, it's essentially
Yeah,
the
but
same thing.
Isn't
He
Tryndamere's
has-
one from an ability,
He
not from
has
his own
death
stuff?
before Dishonor. The lower he is on health, the more gold
I
he
don't-
gets. So when he ulti kills everybody, he gets a ton of freaking gold.
Oh,
That's so stupid.
Yeah, well,
oh, that's
technically,
kind of
that's.
awesome.
Oh wait, I totally missed that. But technically, Jono or Damaga, you're right. It's the attack damage from missing health is on Bloodlust,
It's not a passive.
but still, it's a passive of Bloodlust, so it's kind of.
Oh, we can do
Similar.
it. We can do it. Right, put that in.
Maybe
you're
he gains
creative.
lifesteal. Maybe he gains lifesteal. Yeah,
No.
lifesteal.
No, he does not need a lifesteal. Okay, any shout outs?
lower on health, he gets
calling
lifesteal.
it, the ending music has started playing. Any shout outs?
I want to shout out to
Shout
my
out to
boy
Pandora.
Stringo. Stop being such a noob.
Shout out to Bandora.
Learn
for
to play
keeping me
AD carries.
entertained.
Yes, speaking of that, we
need a
do need a
fifth.
fifth. You can add me on your friends list on League of Legends. I am just Stringo. We love to play with fans. We do it on a rare occasion when our fans are online.
On like one occasion.
Yeah. So, thank you everybody for listening to Juked, and we will see you next week.
Good night and good luck.
May the force be with you.
Farewell.
And scene.
Exit stage right.
There should be a Fabio champion.
Welcome back from Inside the Rift. We hope you enjoyed yourself and that you learned something. Remember to email us at innergeekproductions@hotmail.com with your questions with the tagline Juked. If you're viewing this on our YouTube channel, please thumbs up this video, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more insanity. You can get the MP3 of this show from our website igptv.com and soon from iTunes. Remember to send us in your replays to be casted at innergeekproductions@hotmail.com. See you next week on Juked.